detectors. Okay, so when the components are getting separated from the column and come out of a column as a eluent, so that components of the sample are need to be determined or need to be analyzed. Okay, and how that is to be analyzed? With the help of detectors. With the help of detectors. So what detectors we are using, or we are going to use here? What are the necessary things required for any detector to use any HPLC? Okay, so these are the things which we are going to see here. See what happens and what are the basic requirements. So whatever detector we are using here, that should be sensitive enough to detect, measure the amount of order. See how much concentration it can determine. It's up to 10 raised to minus 8 gram or less than that of the amount can be detected with the help of detector. Okay, then and then only we can use that detector in the HPLC. Okay, it should give linear response. Okay, and the response time should be very small. Means it should give quick response for each and every species which comes out of the column. It should have high degree of reliability and it should be easy to operate. So it should have identical response to all type of solute. This is one more thing. And it should be stable and should possess long life. Its life should be long and it should be stable. Okay, so it should be able to detect solute without destroying the sample. तर सॅम्पल जो डिटेक्शन करणार आहे त्याचं त्या ठिकाणी डिकम्पोजिशन होता कामा नये. म्हणून ह्या ज्या आहेत बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट ज्या आहेत त्या कसल्या आहेत? डिटेक्टरच्या आहेत. आणि a variety of detectors are available. Some of them make the use of physical properties. Okay, like refractive index we can use for the detection purpose. However, most of them are based on the chemical properties of the solute, like absorbance, then fluorescence is there, then some electrochemical properties are also used for the detection of the component. So we are going to see here first detector, that is UV visible detector. It is working in the range of UV visible light. Okay, so for the absorbance measurement, the eluent coming from the cell is introduced in the path of the light beam, or in the whatever influence coming out of the column, that should be introduced in the path of light beam. Okay, or the cell containing the eluent is placed in the path of light beam. Okay, so this is what very important. Now see, this is what our flow cell. This is what our flow cell. Okay, and this is a detector. This is a detector. What is used as a source of light is a deuterium or visible lamp is used as light. Here is the entrance slit of light. Then that passes to the grating, which converts polychromatic light into monochromatic light. Then there is exit slit. From the exit slit, that light goes to the sample. Okay, now there are the two cells. What happens in one of the cell, only solvent is there. In other cell, whatever eluents coming out of the column, okay, that eluent contains the sample component. ओके, म्हणजे एका सेल मध्ये त्या ठिकाणी फक्त काय सॉल्व्हंट आहे आणि दुसऱ्या सेल मध्ये सॉल्व्हंट अलॉंग विथ द सॅम्पल कंपोनंट. या दोन गोष्टी त्या ठिकाणी एका याच्यामध्ये आहेत आणि मग त्या दोन्ही सेल त्या डिटेक्टर मध्ये किंवा त्या सिस्टम मध्ये तिथे आहेत. विल सी दॅट वन बाय वन. सो सी the dimension of the cell are about 2 to 10 millimeter. Okay, the pressure during the operation is 600 psi, and that cell should withstand against this much of the temperature, or the detector should withstand against this much of the pressure. That is very important. Hence the pressure reduction valve will be necessary over there. Okay, the type of detector can be a the type of detector can be one that uses either filter or monochromator. Okay, so in the case of double beam instrument, two match sample cells are used. Okay, one will have mobile phase only. Okay, and other will have eluent along with the mobile phase. Okay, that is coming out of the column. So the ratio of the signal obtained from these two cuvettes is used to plot a chromatogram. Chromatogram. Okay, when both cell contains only mobile phase, you should not, and you should have no response on the detector. But if one of the cell contains the mobile phase along with the sample component, then definitely there will be the difference of the signal observed on the detector, and that difference we are using for the detection of the sample component. Okay, and that you will get all the graph and everything on the computer. You need not to worry about that. Our job is to only pass the sample through the system. Okay, and another is their filter photometer. Filter photometer. So they filter photometers are the filters used as a monochromator. Okay, and mercury lamp as a source of light. So wavelength about 254, 313, 354 and 365 nanometers are used for the measurement with the proper filter. Many organic and inorganic substances or species show the broad absorption band at these wavelengths. Alternatively, deuterium lamp or tungsten filament lamp can also be used with the series of interference type of filters. Okay, a wheel of a filter which can cut off the different wavelength can be used for the scanning and absorption at a different wavelength. Okay, sometimes spectrophotometers are also used as a detector. Okay, here is a filter photometer, you can see, right? Here filter photometer is there. Sometimes you can use spectrophotometer as a detector. Okay, sometimes you can use double beam instrument as a detector. Okay, so the monochromator in the system will be grating, diffraction grating. Okay, both UV and visible light is used for the scanning purpose. Different modes in the measurement of absorption can be adopted. In one case, single wavelength may be used for all solute. In another case, peaks are widely separated, then different wavelengths are chosen for the absorption measurement of a different solute. Complete scanning and recording of the entire spectrum can be done by stopping the flow till all wavelengths are scanned. For this mode of measurement, diode array detectors are useful. With the diode array detector, which detector is there? Diode array detector. With the diode array detector, scanning and recording of the spectrum becomes possible within a very short time. This is what the advantage of this diode array detector. The measurement is presented in the form of three-dimensional plot. That is what three dimensions we are using. That is plot with time on one axis, absorbance on the another axis, and wavelength on the third axis. So three-dimensional graph you will get, and that will help you to study the species quantitatively, okay, and qualitatively. This is how, by both the way, diode array detectors are used. Okay, this is what the different types of detector we can use for the detection purpose. Okay, so next is the refractive index detector. So for this lecture, this much is enough. Remaining I will cover in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.